What is going on, everybody? This is Israel, also known as Izzy-centric on social media, and I have not been doing YouTube enough. For those of you who just started following me on Facebook, thank you so much. We are currently, right now I believe, we're at 3.3 thousand followers. Kind of topped out on my TikTok following. I believe we're at 32,000 followers on there. And Instagram just doesn't want to pick up. So if you guys like memes, paranormal stuff, and some stuff I actually repost from Facebook onto Instagram, you can follow me there as well. For all questions that you want me to answer on my YouTube videos, you can ask me on my Twitter. And all of those links will be in the description below. I got like shirts and stuff. I only have 2 out right now. I'll go ahead and throw some photos up of some of these beautiful people who I've never met before in my life that are wearing my merchandise. Take a look. Yep, awesome. Now, usually I talk about spiritual warfare. I've been talking a lot about Christian theology. I want to kind of rewind on a lot of this stuff, and I want to actually break down what has been happening over this last year and a half or so, because it's been a lot. From the top, I suffer from generalized anxiety. I've had it since I was like 11 years old, and it has been on and off, basically abrupting my life. Anytime I would have a lot of stuff go on. What had happened was I ended up being misdiagnosed. There are mood disorders that run in my family that look very similar to bipolar disorder. My doctor at the time diagnosing me assumed I had bipolar. The reason for this was because I suffer from sleep apnea from the age of like, I'd say I was 19, 18. This ran through the time that I was, that I met my wife, that I met Sam, having 1 kid and then 2 kids. And eventually I was put on a CPAP machine. Ended up getting my test done a day after my daughter was born. And it said I stopped breathing in my sleep. If I read it right, it's 86 times an hour. That probably should have killed me. It helped my energy levels. It didn't really help my mood though. I guess you could say I had the energy to carry out what was going on in my head. Going to the doctor about this, getting treated for sleep apnea, and then suddenly it looks like I have this mood disorder. And with my family history and how everyone's had a chemical imbalance, they ended up diagnosing me with bipolar disorder. And they put me on a medicine that almost killed me. And it's called Lamictal, also known as Lamotrigine. This medicine is known as a mood stabilizer. It is a black label medication. It's meant to treat bipolar, BPD, or it can also treat epilepsy. In the beginning, this medicine worked great. I got my mood back, my energy back. When I was going to get on YouTube, I wanted to start doing like Christian videos, and I wanted to start doing workout videos. This medicine was working out for me pretty well, but I found myself building a tolerance to it. And so I ended up taking more. And I started getting this really annoying brain fog right back here. The brain fog started to build up. I started having like memory lapses and such. When I started to finally increase my dose, I started noticing serious coordination problems. And eventually, I would start to read numbers and letters backwards. I started developing like some small level of dyslexia. And I didn't even want to blame the medicine right away. But when I started realizing what the medicine was doing, I started cutting back on it. I went from 200 milligrams to about 100 and then tried to cut my way to about 50. My doctor who put me on it did not help me off this medication at all. I had to do this all on my own. It was doing really bad for me when I increased my dose. And it started doing really bad for me when I started to decrease my dose. The doctor didn't understand why I wanted refills because this doctor was oblivious to what was going on. Believe me, I spoke to the doctor about this. Nobody seemed to understand, let alone care. I continued feeling the withdrawal effects for Lamictal from August all the way through, I'd say, January of this year. In fact, one of the things I couldn't do while on the medication, or while coming off the medication rather, was drink caffeine, eat salty sweet foods, basically junk food, or ingest aspartame. That's a big one too. Well, I did all those things. Because I had to eat basically bland food all the time, I suffered because I couldn't cook that food. And my wife was so stressed, like looking after the kids and making sure that I was in a good mental state, that I ate whatever was in front of me. Yeah, that made it a lot harder. Ended up on a new medication. I don't know how to pronounce it. I forget every time. I'll put it up here somewhere. I'm on a very low dose of that because the doctor that actually got me off of Lamictal, he put me on this one. So he saw me at my complete worst, and then now he's seeing me as I improve. I actually told him a couple of times that I prayed for the appointment because I wasn't sure if I even wanted to be on a medication again. That's how bad this was. I'm going to have a video for you down below as well for those of you who may be going through something similar that I went through. Nobody should be going through this alone. If you want me to pray for you in the comments, if you comment below, I will pray for you. This was the hardest thing that I ever been through in my entire life. This was so hard. So all of my theological stuff, I'm going to be bringing onto YouTube and no longer in small 60-second shorts, although I am going to continue uploading similar things like that if I want to make a quick video. Spiritual warfare, I'm going to be making full videos on that. Ghosts, full videos on that. Demons, full video on that. Aliens, a lot of you follow me because of some of my alien content. I'm going to be making videos on that as well. I'm finally going to start bringing what I learned and what I went through in 2021 to YouTube, which I have yet to do. I have noticed that I have gained subscribers. That is fantastic. People are, I know a lot of you are waiting in anticipation for me to get more content going, and I will. Like I said before, I am doing better now. There's still some things I am working through. I'm still seeing if the medication I'm on is the best fit for me. Like I said, if you're going through the same things, I will pray for you. So I gotta go ahead and get off of here. All of you, please take care and God bless, and I will see you in the next video.